The achievement gap is that difference in academic performance and proficiency between African American and Latino and Native American students versus the Anglo or white students.
It's really the difference between black and brown students versus their white counterparts and the academic difference that exists. It's also by income. And in Denver, we know that income and ethnicity are highly correlated. And it's that gap that exists from achievement that starts at kindergarten and doesn't, and while we're doing a better job as a school district, it doesn't ever really close.
The achievement gap, which is also frequently now talked about as the opportunity gap, is the inequity of opportunity that our children have to achieve the same future in their lives by especially race and class.
And the question behind the achievement gap is why do some students do so well and other students we never overcome their zip code or their parents' income level? Why can't schools make up for that?
It shows up because students who have different socioeconomic backgrounds don't get access to a set of skills or experiences, which means they show up to school, kindergarten, 5th grade, 9th grade, freshman year of college, without the same set of background they would have gotten if they were born a mile to the east or a mile to the west or with a parent that made $50,000 more than their parents make.
There are some individuals who just getting out of 8th grade is enough, who just getting through high school is enough. And then there's another demographic of individuals who are being told graduate school, higher education. And I think the achievement gap that I see comes in the messaging that we give to students.
I think you can also look at achievement gaps around academic preparation, around students with special needs, students who are English language learners. I think there are really important gaps there as well.
A lot of times it has to do with what's happening at the student's home.
I think the achievement gap really starts with what people are calling it now, which is an opportunity gap. So what you see at the end is a reflection of what happens at the beginning of the education system.
The allocation of resources for the schools, the allocation of human resources, the buildings that students are in, even the layout of buildings that way. And so I think all of those different factors go into the achievement gap. And then I think the achievement gap is as well the time and opportunity that our parents have to really be advocates for their own child's education.
The achievement gap is that you as a white middle-class person has to run 26.2 miles. The Latino student has to run 30 miles. The black student who grew up in poverty with the single mom has to run 35 miles. That's really the achievement gap. What's happening is that nobody's showing up at the starting line equal. And somehow, at the end of the marathon, is a college graduation or is a great career. Well, they have to make up 10 miles.
When we talk about the achievement gap, which I call an opportunity gap, and the reason I do is because it's not the kids' fault they're not achieving. The blame lies here with the policymakers and others who have neglected to really factor in their achievement as a priority.